down to the sea again, to the lonely sea in the sky. It's from a poem by John Masefield. I'm looking at it on my screen over there. The poem is called Sea Fever. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick and the wind's a song and the white sails shaking, and a gray mist on the sea's face, and a gray dawn breaking. That was from John Masefield. He died in 1967. So he was alive in my lifetime. He was born in 1878. So that means he was 22 plus 67, right? That's 89. He lived to be an old man. And his poem lives on forever. So today I painted this picture. And it's gouache in my journal. This is the journal I've been keeping every day. Different picture every day. And today I just wanted to do, well, you know what really happened was, you'll see the top of the page was stained from the previous page, from this one. This one leaked over to that blank page. So I wanted to do something to cover it. And I ended up doing a seascape and then, well, a boat. If you're a real boat aficionado, that's probably not a replica of any boat you know, but I just was taking liberties and making like a generic tall ship. I visited a tall ship once, a real tall ship from, I think from Portugal. It came over to Florida and we were invited to go take a tour of it, Robin and I. And it was amazing to think that they lived on that for months. For months they lived on those boats. So, all right, well, let me show you how I painted that right now. All right, good morning. So here's something that happens with a journal. The painting before it, or maybe even 2 or 3 before it, bleeds over into the next page. So I was asking myself, what could I do with that? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. That's the honest answer. But I'm going to add some sky because I think those are going to be clouds. Just going to try to guess my own direction here. Anyway, how you doing? How's everything over there? It's another cold day in Florida, believe it or not. It's February 21st, and believe it or not, it's 34 degrees outside. And it's 12 minutes after 7 in the morning. So that's kind of unusual for, well, I'm not a weatherman, so maybe it's not unusual. Maybe in February it does get that cold. You know what? I'm going to say it does. Well, it is today, for sure. All right, just kind of make a sky here. I think there's going to be dark clouds. Like it would be stormy or something. Plus, look at this. The water helps pick it up. Oh, look at that. I don't have to live with those stains. They come up. And put a little bit of this mauve. See what happens. Oh yeah, okay. I think I'm getting the picture here. Oh yeah, that does look like dark clouds. What should we do? What should we do? Do you remember that song? In a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sour. Oh, that was a sad song. Alone Again Naturally. Do you remember that one? Gilbert O'Sullivan. Oh my gosh, I just remembered his name. I really liked that song, but I didn't like how sad it was. Does that make sense? Yeah, I wasn't a fan of sad. I'm not a fan of sad. Oh, dark. Oh, I mix some Payne's Gray with that. Look at that. Oh, that's kind of looking nice. Some dark clouds in the sky. Like it's gonna rain or something. See, I'm covering up all those stains is what I'm doing. Covering up the stains. So did you listen to records all that when you were younger? I listened all the time. I listened to radio. Probably why I got a job in radio eventually, but anyway. Well, I got a job in radio because I was doing music and I knew some people from radio. It's amazing when you know people. It is who you know. You know what they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, it's both, really. It does help to know people. Let's get some of this orange in here. Let's see what happens here. So, I mean, I've gotten in my life, you know what I've done in my life? Can I share this with you? I've had jobs in factories. Did you guys ever work in a factory? I worked in factories. I worked in warehouses. I was pretty much what do you call a laborer. Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, if I had discovered art, well, I actually did discover art, but it was so discouraging when you heard about what was out there for artists. It was all in advertising. It just didn't seem like what I wanted to do. Of course, I ended up in radio, and radio was basically advertising, so go figure. Go figure my own trail, my own path. Try to get this yellow here. Yellow and orange. So today's Friday. Tomorrow we're going to a dinner theater. It's actually at the church. The church is very talented. There's some young people who are very talented. The pastor is very talented. And he's a very good singer, and he gets together with the young people in the church mostly. I guess they're mostly young people. And they put on dinner theaters, and it helps raise money for the church, but it also gives us all a good time. And so that's tomorrow. That's on Saturday, yep. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. The people, meaning us, the people are asked to bring a dessert that can be auctioned off. So you bring a dessert, not for yourself to eat, but you bring a dessert that will be bid on by other people. And then if you get the high bid, you get the dessert, but it's not for you, it's for your table. Yeah, it's kind of cool, kind of fun, very fun. Yeah, it looks kind of nice. You know what I'm going to do down here? I think I'm going to use a clean brush and put some yellow on there. Make it like a bright sunset or something. Yeah, I think that's an idea. Just let's get this all over the place. But a very low horizon. what was this thing Steven Spielberg told in an interview? He said, make the horizon low or high. Don't put it in the middle. That was a cinematography tip from Steven Spielberg. Don't put it low or high. Put it in the middle. I mean, don't put it in the middle. Put it either low or high. Look at this stormy day, cloudy day. This is gouache. Did I tell you already? This is gouache. I have to buy more gouache. I'm running out of gouache. Some colors. There's a lot of colors that I don't use. So the next time I buy gouache, I'm not going to buy a whole 36 kit, but that's what this comes from, 36 colors. From US Art. That's the name of the company. I like them. I like this color. I mean, this paint. It's kind of nice. It's great to experiment with. And well, like I'm doing right now, just having fun, just creating like an ocean. That's what I want to do. I didn't tell you that yet, but that's what I want to do. I'm making it up as I go along. Get some more of that. Let's see if I don't want to ruin it, but let me try some more dark. There we go. Yeah, make some of this Payne's gray and purple, or mauve as they say, and put it up here in the sky. Get the brush wet. Get a little bit of water on there. So if you were doing watercolor, if you were doing oils, you would use linseed oil or whatever the solvent is that you prefer. Got that song in my head now. Alone Again Naturally. I gotta get it out of my head. Give me a new song. Give me a new song for my head. Small world. It's a small world after all. It's a thunderstorm in the sea. It's an ocean wavy as can be. When I was working, I loved Fridays. Well, when I had a job where I had off on weekends, I didn't always have off on weekends. In fact, most of the jobs I had, I didn't have off. I had to work weekends. Yeah, it's probably true for most of us. I had, did you ever have an overnight job? Yeah, I worked a couple of jobs where I had to be there overnight. I had one factory job in New York. It was a plastic factory. We made, I don't know what the factory made completely. I just know what I made. And to say I made it is not really accurate because the machine made it. But anyway, the machine that I worked made, what do you call it? Combs, plastic combs, and I also made Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of what you call it. Oh, the dust cover. Remember? Do you remember record players? Do you remember record players? Yeah. So the dust covers for record players was another thing that I made. Let me try and get a straight line here. Let me get my ruler. Let's see. That's 3 inches down. That's 3. Let's see. Just above 3. So let me move that up a little bit. Let me get a more precise brush. There we go. Right there by the sun. Just like that. Alright, let's fill that in with a little bit of green and blue. Get some Payne's gray mixed into that. Just to get that sun looking like a sunset over the horizon. Get it wet. Get a mixture of green and blue. Let's get it lighter and lighter. There we go. All right, now let's get another brush and get some of those yellows in there before we lose track of it. Get some of those yellows in there. Bring it down, yellows and orange. Just kind of spill it everywhere. Almost looks like a green shade, doesn't it? It's starting to look all right. Just spread it out with the blue and the green. The blue and the green and the Payne's gray kind of all working together at this end. So when you were a kid, have you painted waves? probably did something like this. Let me show you. You probably did a little bit of this. Right? You make waves like that. Well, you still do. Still do. Let's make this a wavy place. Like gravy. Wavy like gravy. Do you ever play Mad Libs? Do you ever do that? Like a party game? Mad Libs. I don't know why I was just thinking of that. Where you fill in adjectives and verbs, you have to make up stuff. And then they read the story back after you have your new words in there. I don't know why I'm holding on to that ruler. I didn't need it anymore. Once I had it in my hand, I was ready to keep it, I guess. I guess I didn't want to get rid of it. Part of the trick to this, I think, is going to be to letting it dry. But we're going to just have fun here. Get some of that yellow into that green. Just keep making waves. In a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sour, I promise myself, treat myself, visit a nearby tower. I better not sing. Maybe I'll be violating a copyright or something. Well, that's not mine. I didn't write that song. That's Gilbert O'Sullivan. Just for if there's an algorithm computer listening to me. Yes, I know. All credit for that song goes to Gilbert O'Sullivan. Wonder what he's doing nowadays. What about a lot of the recording artists that we sort of kind of knew by virtue of the radio and the record players? I wonder what they're all doing. I actually used to wonder that when I was a kid. Like I used to say, what are the Beatles doing right now? What is Elton John doing right now? What is James Taylor doing right now? Isn't that something? What does the Bible say that we put away childish things when we're no longer a child? Well, I guess some of the questions we have when we're children go away too. Alright, just making it very wavy here. couldn't understand why the only... Oh gosh, I gotta get that song out of my head. I just can't stop hearing it in my head. It's an earworm. I don't do too many of these seascapes. I should do more of them. They're kind of fun to do. It's kind of like happy accidents left and right. You don't have to get them perfect. Because the waves, the sea is constantly changing. You can make it up as you go along. Don't even need a reference photo. Dramatic sea, dramatic sky. I hear the birds. They're up. They're out. They're doing their thing. Do you guys know about the bird called the anhinga? Well, the anhinga, if you don't know, A-N-H-I-N-G-A. If you've never heard of it, it's a water bird. It has a very long neck. And the way it gets its food is it dives into the water and then goes down to the bottom of the river, let's say. That's where I always see it, is at the river. It goes down to the bottom of the river and then finds food at the bottom. I don't know if it finds fish or like underwater vegetation, but that's what it does. It goes underneath. And it is an amazing thing to see. If you have a swimming mask, you can go under the water. If you're lucky, actually. It's not something it's easy to find, but I've seen it before, so it's not impossible. And you can see the anhinga actually searching for food. It's very cool. Very cool. And then when it comes up, it looks like a snake almost, because it's got such a long, skinny neck. And it looks like a snake. A lot of lines in the water. A lot of lines from the sea, the turbulent sea. Brush clean. Try to get this orange over here. It's working out. It's starting to look like a rough sea, right? It's almost like painting mountains, if you think about it. Except instead of snow, you get these white caps of the sea happening. Lots of waves. Lots of waves. See what I mean? You're just basically doing the same thing to make waves as you did when you were a kid. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Give it your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Oh, there's a song like I have in my head. Maybe that's a better song. Fire away. Okay. It's starting to look like a violent sea. What do you think about this so far? Looks like a violent sea, right? We should probably put a boat in there. What do you think? Oh man, that's gonna be a challenge. Put a boat? Like a big, tall, what do you call those things? I know some people call them pirate ships, but I think they're called tall ships. A pirate ship is who was on the boat. Not necessarily the boat. But that's what we always think, right? Pirate ship. Alright, I'll try to do a ship. Try to do a ship. Oh boy, okay. Well, what is a ship actually? I mean, let me think about how you do a ship. Well, it's basically just a V, right? A V with like a bunch of lines that become sails, right? Okay. Hold on, I'll think of it. Oh, I guess I could look for a reference photo. Oh boy. Splashing some up here. Let's get some wave action here. I've been in the ocean a lot in my life, and like the older I get, the more I think, why do I want to do that? There's sharks out there. Why? Why do I swim with the sharks when I don't have to? There's a swimming pool up by the hotel. Why do I go down to the ocean? What am I trying to prove? Hopefully this looks like waves. What do you think? When I was 22, I worked at a pizza place on Santa Monica Beach. Those were good times. Hey, if you're 22 years old and you got a job on the beach, that's fun stuff. That's fun stuff. Selling pizza. An open air restaurant. I think it's still there. Robin and I went there the year my brother died. He lived out there. And we went out there and we walked down to the beach and saw the place I used to work in. Alright, I'm gonna challenge myself now. Alright, well there's our rough sky and rough sea and stormy sky. Now we're gonna do a boat. Oh my gosh. Well, good thing this is gouache, because with gouache, oh my gosh, I'm using gouache. Hey, a little rhyme right there. Oh my gosh, I'm using gouache. Is that good? Let me try that. Okay. It's kind of like putting a tree in, isn't it? Let me get a skinnier brush. Let me do something else. Let me just get a line here. sure it's a straight line. Okay. Parallel and straight. Oh gosh. My hand is a little shaky. How to draw a ship. How to draw a ship. Okay. Then they have these things at the top, like crosses. Right? They have another one midway. And these hold the sails, right? That's how that goes. And the ship itself. The ship itself goes down at the back, up at the front. Okay. Gonna have to put some light reflecting off of that ship. Yeah, let's block it in first. I think that's maybe the way to do it. Let me block it in. You'll have to add some more waves to that. Get it rocking in the water. Okay. Yeah, I think blocking it in is my solution to the problem. Okay, now we need one of those masts in the front. What did they use that for anyway? Okay, we're getting there. Now I'm nervous about this. Okay. is blowing the sails. Get some of this up here dark. Blocked in the sails also. Okay, I guess that's okay. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Give it a little bit of contour here. Alright, now we're gonna need another brush for the waves that are crashing against it. Let's get some light blue here. Very light blue. Here we go, up against the boat. Lots of waves just hitting the boat. Get some more of that dark in there. Get some of that light blue. Okay, now let's get one of those little tiny brushes. There. Let's get some pure white straight out of the tube. Some of these white caps to just be hitting up on this boat. I like how that looks. That looks nice. That looks pretty good. Yes, there's a bird giving sound effects to the painting. This would be a good big one. This might be one that I could maybe do as a 16 by 20 or something. Yeah. It doesn't look so rough that they can't handle it, though. It doesn't look like one of those rough sea days that they end up sinking. It looks like one of those days they can handle it. The sailors on board this ship, they made it through the waves. It's splashing way up there. All right. Well, that looks better, I think, than just leaving it as a rough sea. I think I like it better like this. More string. There's lots of strings, lots of ropes, usually on these ships. Just lots and lots of them. I wouldn't even begin to know how to work one of these ships. This takes a lot of know-how to do a ship. I don't mean to paint it, I mean to operate it. Can you imagine? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll just paint them. You guys can operate them. I'll paint them. Alright, deal? Maybe you know. Let me just put a little highlight of yellow, I think, at the bottom of the sail. Maybe it's reflecting. The light's reflecting off the sea. All right, I think I'm done. There we go. Our seafaring rough sea day. Sunrise with the rough seas. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.